Chicago, where Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich has chosen a high-powered attorney to represent him in the alleged pay-to-play scandal, as President-elect Obama maintains he had no contact with the governor about his open Senate seat. CBS News' Tara Mergener reports.
Governor Blagojevich hired a legendary Chicago defense attorney, Ed Jensen, to fight federal corruption charges against him. After a 3-hour meeting with his client, Jensen came out swinging.
He's not stepping aside. He hasn't done anything wrong. We're going to fight this case.
Blagojevich not only faces charges he tried to sell Obama's Senate seat, but also faces pay-to-play schemes dating back to 2000. Jensen was unfazed.
I think that when it comes to pass, you'll see it's not what it seems, and you'll find that he's not guilty.
Meanwhile, the president-elect said an internal review of contacts between his office and Blagojevich's turned up nothing inappropriate on Obama's side.
This appalling set of circumstances that we've seen arise had nothing to do with my office.
But because federal prosecutors have asked that the transition's review of contacts not be made public for another week, questions are likely to persist on the extent of the communications involving, for example, soon-to-be White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel. When it comes to Blagojevich, Obama is clearly in a mood to move on.
I would ask for your patience because I do not want to interfere with an ongoing investigation.
It was all but inevitable that Blagojevich would come up because troubles are the talk of the state. The state legislature has now taken the first steps toward impeaching him and removing him from office.
Impeachment talk in Springfield is nothing new. I mean, he's been dealing with this for over a year now.
Tara Mergener for CBS News, Washington.
And we are joined by Bob Schieffer, CBS News Chief Washington correspondent and host of Face the Nation. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Harry.
Well, President-elect Obama says we have done our internal investigation. Our decks are clean. They're ready to give that information over to the prosecutor. Prosecutor says, I'm really not quite ready for it. They want to go public. Does it look from at least the perspective we have right now that the future Obama administration is going to be able to walk clear of Blagojevich?
Well, I think so far so good, but I must say Dave Price stole my headline to this story when he started out the weather story. What a mess. I mean, this thing, it's unbelievable what's happening here. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. A federal prosecutor accuses the governor of selling a Senate seat. The state attorney general has started to ask the Supreme Court to remove him in a lawsuit, and the legislature has begun impeachment proceedings. And yet yesterday, his press secretary was saying just another day at the office. I do know that he has hired a lawyer here. Yeah. I think one way or another, I think the governor is gone. I mean, he's utterly powerless now. No one would accept an appointment for him if he did try to appoint someone. The thing for the Obama people is to make certain that they tell the absolute truth here, because that federal prosecutor has been tapping telephones. They have to make sure that whatever they say is absolutely the way it happened.
No question.
But so far, I think so good. And I mean, you know, when he says the federal prosecutor, Harry, is asking him to not disclose his internal investigation, you have to take him at his word on that.
Let's talk about Caroline Kennedy very quickly. This started a week or 10 days ago, and there was so much speculation, and all of a sudden she says, you know what, I really am interested in this job. She's made phone calls to that result. Some people have said, well, she's no more qualified only because she's a famous person. There's really a lot of to and fro on this.
Well, I mean, this is... I mean, I can't think of two more delicious political stories than these two that have come along. And I mean, this one is really intriguing. Here is Caroline Kennedy, who has spent her life trying to avoid the public spotlight and trying to remain a private citizen. Suddenly she says that she wants this thing. I tell you what I think this is going to come down to, Harry. The governor up there, Governor Patterson, is going to have to run for re-election in 2 years. He wants somebody on that ticket with him that can help him get re-elected. First rule in politics is personal survival. He's got to decide between Caroline Kennedy and a member of another political family, powerful
Cuomo,
political family there, Andrew Cuomo, who, by the way, his ex-wife is out on television. That would be Caroline Kennedy's cousin, Kerry Kennedy, out pumping for her. I mean, this is a gift for reporters, not just from New York, but from all around the country. The backstory in all this, of course, is that Hillary Clinton
is not crazy
has
about
no
this.
truck with the Kennedy family because they got out there and endorsed Barack Obama early on. So this is a story that's just going to keep on giving. I have no idea how it's coming out.
It's an early holiday for all of us, right? All right. Yeah, and somebody who can raise, by the way, $70 million or so. Bob Schieffer, thank you so much.